Okay. Hey, so I got nominated to do this whole ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Thank you very much, Bruce. I'm actually going to do a little something different, but I am not going to nominate anyone in particular. However, a friend of mine, Doug, who happens to be an Ohio resistance agent, you Ingress people know what I'm talking about, helped me to set this up. So I'm not particularly challenging anybody, but I'm going to tell all of the Ohio Ingress players, both Enlightened and Resistance, if you're interested, just show me what you've got. So here we go.
I think she's saying got it.
Okay, so you might be wondering why I decided to do a fire hose as opposed to a ice bucket. I started thinking about what it might be like to actually be diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, to be told that your motor neurons decided to quit working and you couldn't move your hands or your arms or your feet. I imagine what it might be like to not be able to dance or to hug my kids or my husband. I thought what it might be like not to be able to drive, to be able to bathe myself, or to be able to take care of bodily functions on my own, to not be able to feed myself, and even worse, to get to a point pretty quickly where I wouldn't even be able to swallow what was fed to me, or to be able to breathe on my own without a ventilator or a respirator. And I thought, what must that be like? It's probably like getting hit in the face with a fire hose full of suck. And so yeah, I did it. And so Bruce, yeah, I did the whole little challenge, and yes, the whole thing is silly and goofy and kind of ridiculous, but it has made a difference. And I started doing some research, and over $31.5 million has been raised in the last 3 weeks, which is almost twice as much as what was raised all of last year. And that money does help. So for the people who say, well, there's no cure, I say, well, not yet. However, there is a drug that does help slow down the regression, and there are several drugs that are in the process right now of going through clinical trials, and they're doing research and studies on how to slow this down. Also, the money goes towards genetic research. There are several genetic markers which have been found. So the more we know about this disease at a molecular level, the sooner we'll be able to figure out how to treat it, maybe one day how to prevent or even reverse it. And lastly, but not least, that money goes towards helping families who've been stricken by this disease. And I say families because it doesn't matter who gets hit by it, everybody suffers. So yeah, so I did the silly goofy challenge, and yes, I jumped on the bandwagon with everyone else, but hey, this is quite a bandwagon to jump on. And this has given ALS a voice, and by giving them a voice, it gives them some hope. And I don't know about you, but in my book, hope always wins. Thanks.